After half a day on the road, we finally arrived to Oaktown, Indiana, a quiet, rural community with very friendly people. Surrounded by farmland, where the peaches are the best I've ever tasted. I always thought that was supposed to be from Georgia, but nope, that's right here in Indiana, and the fruit preserves are amazing too. We are staying at New Vision RV Park. It is a quaint little RV park within walking distance to a general store and a little restaurant. The park is owned and run by a family who are very nice people. We were accepted instantly, like by neighbors, right upon our arrival. It has a lovely lake that is great for fishing and wonderful green areas that are perfect for our classic picnic dinners, all within a comfortable walking distance.
Separated from the campground by a huge berm, the Oaktown Mine Complex is a logistical facility for Sunrise Coal LLC. Oaktown Mine 1, located about a quarter of a mile south, utilizes continuous mining units operating in room and pillar mining techniques to produce high sulfur coal. Coal at this facility is blended to meet customer specifications at the time of shipment, which includes high sulfur and low sulfur coal that is brought in from on-site mine operations and trucked in from outlying operations. The coal is shipped by rail or truck. This facility has a capacity of 110 rail cars. From the camp, actually the noise is negligible and the operation is very clean. The coal industry is an industry in flux. Clean coal initiatives are being developed because coal is still the cheapest way to create energy. Does high sulfur coal pollute? Yes. Can we find a way to make it less toxic? Well, I certainly hope so.
Miram Bluff is an interesting historical park that was used for cultural, religious, and political events that are held in the town of Miram. It has a lot of green grass for picnics, tents, and RVs to park, so visitors can enjoy a week or two camping along the Wabash River. Here you can see a nice little entertainment area where they can have huge outings and cookouts whenever they have their events. There are some lovely mansions in Bluff Park, although some of them needed some real tender loving care. I'd love to have the opportunity to restore this house. Down the road from the park is the Wabash River that divides Indiana from Illinois. There are some great walking trails up and down the hills and an amazing sunset view from the top. You can bring your boat or canoe and place it in the water for an afternoon of fishing. There was an old community house, but obviously since COVID, it hasn't been used very much. The landscape was quite amazing, and the trails were a lot of fun. We had a great afternoon walking all around. They have had quite an array of famous people parading through here giving speeches and sermons, as well as the Chautauqua 10-day festival, which was an annual event from 1905 through 1936 and is depicted on this colorful wall mural. This is downtown Vincent, at the end of Main Street, where there are some lovely cafes and restaurants. This part runs right along the river. There is a monument of the founder of Vincennes, who was Sieur de Vincennes. Of course, he was French. It was right next to the bridge that leads into town. In Vincennes, there are trains that run day and night, since this is a hub rail for the whole area. We had lunch at the Old Chicago restaurant, and they had the most incredible food and very well priced. I highly recommend it if you're in town. This is the French Quarters in Vincennes, which is all student housing for the Vincennes University. I absolutely loved how they did the architecture and the bright colors of the buildings. It cheered up the whole place. The university is quite large. It was founded on the principle of quality education must be accessible and affordable for all. Currently, it has over 17,000 students enrolled, and about 5% of them are taking online classes. The campus has over 200 acres and butts up next to the Wabash River. It offers over 500 courses, 23 programs, and more than 20 degrees. And they are big on pushing technology for computers, construction, and mining, along with so much more. The university gives the students a wonderful gym, an extensive resource center, and lots of green areas, and extensive physical activity courts and fields as well. It's a really nice campus. Then we moved on to the Vincennes State Historical Park that had several buildings that were moved in the Vincennes because it used to be the capital of the Indiana Territory that was founded in 1732 by French fur traders, which included Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, and Michigan. The first language in the region was French, but after the French lost the French-Indian War, President John Adams sent an English-speaking governor from the northeast to Vincennes to establish a capital city in that area since it was so centrally located. One of these buildings was the political community center where the territory's forefathers met to make laws and important decisions, to promote commerce in the area, to help the region grow. Unfortunately, after a few years of not paying their bill because they didn't pay their rent, they had to find another location where they could meet. It also had the first school in the area, called Jefferson Academy, which was established in 1802 and later was the inspiration to create the current University of Higher Learning. It also had the first printing place that supplied the local newspaper to unify all the locals. Next, we went to Fort Knox. This was founded in 1787. Later, it was moved to a more strategic location overlooking the Wabash River in 1803 and played an important part during the War of 1812, mainly because the settlers got tired of the soldiers stealing and slaughtering their hogs to get something decent to eat. I can't say enough about the Red Skelton Museum of American Comedy. It is really worth visiting. Red was born in Vincennes, and upon his death, his second wife had all his belongings and personal memorabilia sent to create this spectacular museum. It is so entertaining. You can spend hours trying to get through it all while enjoying every moment. Here you can see Joelle trying to keep up with Red in an interactive scene. Everyone could take the stage and try their luck at this. MGM Studios, move over. Looks like he's dancing. For those of you who remember, Red Skelton had his own show called The Red Skelton Show. It aired from 1951 through 1971, which entertained the whole family with hilarious, good, clean fun. The museum has wonderful samples of his work, interactive exhibits, and dozens of examples of his zany comedy characters that he developed over the years. The history of his radio shows that started back in 1937, burlesque and vaudeville productions, circus acts, television shows, movies, voiceovers for Father Time and Little Bear, and everything you can imagine that was produced after a lifetime of working 24/7 are exhibited in detail with many examples.
It's not a miracle. Merry Christmas, and may God bless.
Even though Red earned stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, he preferred to leave something to those he loved from his hometown in Vincennes, which is why this museum has been placed here. He began his career at the age of 15 and was an amazing, hard-working individual that lived to bring joy into the theaters, to our troops abroad, and into the homes of millions of Americans. What a magnificent human being.
I hope that you had as much fun as I had. It's really a lot of fun to try and make people laugh. I personally believe that each and every one of us was put here for a purpose. That's to build and not to destroy. And if by chance someday you're not feeling well, and you should remember some silly little thing that I've said or done, and it brings back a smile to your face or a chuckle to your heart, then my purpose has been served for my fellow man. May I wish you all continued success, and God bless. Good night. Thank you.
Life is an adventure and the world is huge, so subscribe today and join us as we explore and share it with you.